welcome everyone to this jam session that's all about purpose. It's all about stepping into your purpose, and hope you're all prepared to start thinking about your purpose, because this is a topic that I get really, really excited about. I'm thrilled to have Sarah here online, my good partner in crime, and we both are very passionate about this. I mean, it's even in our purposes, even in the Syzygy logo, right? It's igniting passion, purpose, and meaning. So this is something that we stand for very much at the core of the heart. In fact, what I thought we would start with today is actually even sharing our own purpose statements. Yes, we do have our own written purpose statements, and that's the journey we're going to start talking about today. So I'm going to start with mine. My is to uplift and empower wildly successful men and women into their passions so that they live into their full potential and leave a legacy that matters. I will be a person who has touched millions of lives around the world, helping them dance into lives full of passion and meaning. The ripple effect of my life's work, my teachings, my books, and my inspirational programs will impact people everywhere. My mantras are, number one, courage to live large. 2, dream and play in soul-inspired words and thoughts. And 3, determination thrives. This is something that I actually wrote. I rewrote my purpose statement last fall, and so a little bit of something I'm going to talk about is that this is a journey. Your purpose statement evolves and continues to evolve. So I rewrote that, and I can tell you what happened for me was it raised my game. New opportunities started coming through the door. My inner soul was just more on fire. When I start living into my purpose, I am helping people in bigger and better ways, and I'm seeing the ripple effects of what my clients are doing in the world, which is even more exciting. And the course of life gets easier. It flows easier. It's simpler. You know why you're doing the things you're doing, and so there's great reasons why you want to get clear on your purpose statement. So with that, I want to turn it over to Sarah, and I'm going to have her share her purpose statement.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. I absolutely love this work and would also agree with Cammie that once you get really, really clear on what your purpose is, just things really start to pop off. And so mine is very, very simple. I am an unstoppable learner and inspirer, and I help people do epic shit.
I like it.
It's just that simple. And to me, when I think about epic shit, it could be a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, it articulates for me that I want to be surrounded with people that get it. I want to be surrounded with people that have wild and awesome, crazy ideas that are going to help the world around us be even more awesome. So there you go.
Thanks, Sarah. And as you can tell, they can be very different. I mean, we took very different approaches to them. There's no wrong or right about it. What's important is how does it speak to you, and how do you own it and live into it? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So with that, let's get started. Are you prepared to live on purpose? Henry David Thoreau said, "One is not born into the world to do everything, but to do something." I love that quote because I do believe that we're all born and brought into the world to do something. And to be honest, I didn't always know my purpose. In fact, I can tell you as a young adult and even into my mid-adult years, what drove my pathway was a lot of opportunistic doors opening along the way. And, so I would work hard, doors would open, I'd work hard again, and a new door would open. And so that was the course of a lot of my adult life. And it wasn't until I started really digging deeper into my purpose that probably about 7 years ago when I first wrote my first purpose statement, that I wrote that purpose statement. I actually thought I was still going back into the corporate world. And what shifted and changed from that time point was that When I wrote that, my tribe changed. What I was trying to accomplish was the same, but my tribe had changed, who I was trying to help. And so, but it took time. It took work. It took me digging in. It took a lot of pauses where I had to stop and slow down and say, what the heck am I doing in this world? What am I supposed to be delivering? How am I supposed to be mattering? And it took that strong, hard work that opened up the door to me starting to discover and then create and then discover some more and then recreate. So it's always an ongoing journey. Each of you has gifts to give into the world. I do believe that with my very deepest heart, a difference to make. Who are the people who are the real people around you that you can uplift? Heal with a smile, guide with your wisdom. How will you make a difference? What legacy do you want to leave? I wish this was just a 5-step process and you would know all you need to know, but it's not that simple. It's a journey, and each day dawns new insights, and it will start to evolve for you. There's something always simmering and something evolving if you make time and space for it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Is we're giving this time and space for you to allow it to simmer, to allow it to put some thought into it. And sometimes it might feel really sticky, and nothing may be coming to you. And there's great gifts in those pauses. So if you're not finding that forward movement on this, it's okay. It's totally okay, and it's actually really normal, and it's probably just the universe delivering you some time to go deeper and to explore more. So one of the very important things that I'm going to have is that this needs to be written down, to write these down and to take time to write these down. And that's what you're going to get to do today. You're going to start to do that. And some of you may be saying that, yes, my purpose statement rocks, and I love it, and I know exactly where I'm going. And others may be saying, yeah, I've got one. I wrote it a couple of years ago, and I haven't looked back at it since. Others may be thinking, I've never actually written it down. I kind of know what I want. And others of you may be saying, I haven't a clue what my purpose is. And that's okay, too, because this is we're just starting to open the door. Starting to ask the questions is what's going to create some movement. And in any one of those cases, we're going to take that deeper today. So being connected to your purpose, grounded in your most precious talents, leads to an extraordinary life. That I will promise you. You're going to be spending time today doing this. You're going to be giving yourself a huge gift by doing this. You'll be the architect of your future. And if you're a coaching client of mine, I encourage you to pull out your essence diagram if you haven't created your essence diagram yet, don't worry about it. We'll get to that, and this will all fit together. But this is an opportunity to put some life into it if you do have an essence diagram. So with that, let's go to the next slide. And Tim McGraw has a great song out there, and he says, I think I'll take a moment and celebrate my age, the ending of an era and the turning of the page. Now it's time to focus in on where I want to go from here. So as you take a look on this at this lyric, what does it make you think of as it relates to purpose? Does anybody want to jump in and share? What do you think of when you think of purpose? Sarah, what do you think when you think of purpose?
It's the thing that drives me, right? It's the thing that is my compass.
Yeah.
The thing that if I am listening to and really putting energy around makes my life awesome.
Nice. Thank you. So purpose statements. A purpose declaration is your vision for yourself in written form. Check out this list. Oops, I'm ahead of page here. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Who are you? What things about yourself and your chapters you've written thus far are things that you want to celebrate. You've all heard me talk about who are you. Let's get to the essence of who you are, and let's move from that. And when you do that, you start to see more opportunities in the future, more things, more ways that you can make a difference in the future. And I invite you to take a moment and celebrate your age, the ending of an era and the turning of a page. So right now, I want you to write down 2 positive things that come to mind immediately about who you are today. I'm going to take this moment and just give you a little bit of time. And then I want to hear from a few of you on what you wrote. So 2 things about who you are today. Who wants to share? How about you, Jody? Susan?
Oh, I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking?
Yeah. I'm a little slow right
down?
now. I guess I'm a person that helps others, especially internationally.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
How do you help others?
Try to understand the culture and like yesterday I was helping somebody communicate with someone else in Japanese, transferring ideas.
Good. Good. So keep building on that one, right?
Okay.
How about you, Marion?
I just had 2 words, evolving and energetic.
Nice. Nice. So life is evolving, and you've got a lot of energy that you're putting into that right now, right?
Indeed.
Yes. Ellen, how about you?
Well, let me see. I came up with I'm positive. I think I'm a pretty positive person, and I'm less fearful about change.
Okay. Okay. Good. So you've got some good things in front of you. How about you, Wendy? Can we hear you? Oh, here she's. Who am I? I'm a mom. She wrote this. Oh, this is Debbie wrote this. I'm a mom. I'm headed to a new chapter of my mommyhood, starting all over again, and I'm very excited. That's right, because she's got a baby on the way. And Wendy, do you hear us? Or do we hear you? I guess that's probably the better question. Yes, I'm grounded and level-headed, she wrote. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So where do you go from here? Where do you take these gifts of yours forward into the next 30 years? And if some of you think maybe it's 20 years you're looking at. It doesn't matter how long it is. It's for you to stop and think about, where am I headed? Where am I going? It's time to declare where you're headed. Oops. Let the screen open. So now we're going to talk about getting super connected to your purpose, your talents, your gifts, and the vision for the future. A purpose declaration is your vision for yourself in written form. So check out this list about purpose declarations. If you don't have anything written, declared, no worries. You can begin to write one today. And over the next few weeks, you'll likely play with it, and you'll turn it upside down, and you'll revise it, and you'll look at it, and you continue to revise it. And at some point, you're going to get to a place where you actually love it. I can tell you that I love my purpose statement. It was such a great, fun adventure to go down, trying to get the right words to put them there, and then all of a sudden, it was like, this is it. And I use those words all the time in the way I'm where you can describe who you are and how you're going to matter in the world, opportunities open up for you. If you already have a purpose statement written down, run it through this checklist. It should be written down. It focuses on what you're most passionate about. It lights you on fire, and it can be revised. When it doesn't light you on fire any longer, you have new passions or new learnings that you want to incorporate into it, that's how it can shift and change. So is it time to rewrite? That's when you decide. Just start thinking about, if it's not lighting you on fire, then take it from there. If you already have a great declaration of purpose, does your family have a purpose declaration? Does your business? Or do you see value in creating specific purpose declarations for important roles you play in your life? For example, as a leader, as a mama mission, as a friend mission, as a learner mission, what's most important for you in your lifetime, in your life right now, that you need to just think about what's your role in that space. No matter if you have a purpose statement or not, it's time to dig deeper and answer some thought-provoking questions that will help you craft a delicious purpose statement that you can connect with today. So, I'm at my best when, and I really love to do. I would love to hear from some of you. Answer these two questions. Just stop for a moment and think about this. I'm at my best when. So when are you at your best? And I really love to do what? Who would like to share? Anybody want to jump in? How about you, Jody? When are you at your best? Ellen?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
So I can. This is Susan.
Okay.
I'm at my best when I'm around people I like or love.
Uh-huh.
And I really love to help others.
Nice. Nice. And you are very much a people person, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I see Marion has her hand up.
Yeah, I am best when I am helping people create something,
Uh-huh.
and I really love to collaborate.
Nice. So you like to work in that team environment, creating something that's like what? Do you like to create something that is like?
Well, I think when it relates to business, it would be solutions. So what I'm in the advertising business, so I love to come up with ideas to help people market their business. It's exciting to me. It just lights me up.
So like an example might have been that Audi display at the airport recently, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Hold on, I gotta get some of these screens out of the way so I can see what's on the screen. So another question to consider is, if I couldn't fail and had unlimited resources, I would. If you had unlimited resources, what would you do? Jody, you had your hand up. I don't don't know why we're not getting sound from you, Jody. You got your hand up, though.
Jody, you can feel free to use the chat function as well. Just kind of type in your answers, and anybody can do that as we go through if you prefer, or if we can't hear you.
Unlimited resources in the world. What would you guys do? It's kind of a fun thought to think about, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd be traveling a lot is where I would be. Who else? How about you, Susan?
Well, I definitely would be traveling. I'd spend more time with my husband.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I might start some kind of nonprofit.
Okay.
To help others in other countries.
Okay. That's kind of a fun idea to be pondering.
Sure.
Certainly. Okay. Well, I'm going to let Sarah take it from here.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure these ideas and thoughts are just kind of whirling around, and so we're going to consider a few additional items as you ponder this beautiful purpose. So as you craft this purpose declaration, I want you to take a moment to consider what lights your fire in 3 specific realms. So I want you to answer these questions. The first one, what gets your mind excited? What do you like to read? What do you find yourself thinking about the most? What do you hope to learn in the future? If you have yourself, you find yourself with an extra 15 minutes, what are you looking for when you're searching for things on the internet, right? What kind of books are you inclined to pick up? What's on your list right now of that next thing that you want to learn about, right? So just jot down a few notes around that. The second piece, how are you honoring your body? Or how do you want to do that in the future, right? So what does having a healthy life or healthy living look like to you? And how does that really connect with your purpose? Or does it? Okay. How would you change how you live if you were to have a heart attack tomorrow? I went to drop off my kids to daycare this morning, and my daycare provider wasn't there because her husband had had a heart attack, and so she was with him at the hospital. And as I was driving home, I was just considering how devastating that is, but I wonder what that's going to mean for their life moving forward, right? And what can we do now to shift things so I don't have to have that heart attack come, right? And then that third piece is, what is your gut telling you right now about what your purpose is? What does your spirit tell you about this legacy that you want to leave? How do you want to feed your soul? So if you can consider this mind, body, and spirit piece in your purpose, think that you're going to be much more equipped for success than if you were just to think about your mind or just about the body or just about the spirit, right? You've got to have all 3 pegs of that stool, if you will, to have that balance. So let's continue a little bit deeper.
And I just want to add a couple things in there. Wendy said that I'm at my best when I'm sharing ideas and thoughts with people. And Jody said she seems to be muted. I've tried to answer the questions. So hers is she wants to give to the world. She wants to give back out into the world. Mm-hmm. So something we can all be exploring deeper, right?
Right. All right. So as we continue on, consider your roles in life. And we've already started to kind of touch on that piece, right? So consider those important people in your life and the contributions you're wanting or making, right? The things that you're making now or what you want to make. And so go ahead and at your desk or wherever you are, I'd like you to draw 3 boxes and label each as you see them on the screen. So the first one is your key roles, the second one is important people, and the third one is important contributions. right? And so for me, if I were to draw these 3 boxes and kind of label what falls under them, I would say, you know, for roles, mom, right? Another key role is friend. Another key role is daughter to my parents. Another key role would be learner. Another one would be horse lover, and then leader, right? And so you could, you know, have your whole box just filled up with all sorts of stuff, right? Maybe you really just want to whittle it down to maybe the top 3 roles, right? There's no rules here, just what comes up for you right now as you think about those key roles in your life. As you shift over to important people, this is where you're going to get specific and write some names down that might be related to those roles. So for instance, important people in my life would be my husband, Chris, my children, Cash and Brighton. It would be my family members that I've chosen to be my family members, the Delbridges, you know, my best friend Monique and Kenzie. Right? And as you think about these people, think about those that you want to have around you at your 80th birthday. Right? So jot those names down.
Sarah, I'd like you at my 80th birthday, okay?
Oh, yes, please. Can I be at yours? Right? And then so you look at that final box. It's the contributions piece. And for me, the contribution that I want to be, or I want to make, is to be a cheerleader for people that are out there doing big things. Right? A contribution that I want to make is as a teacher. And one of the most important contributions, I think, is as chief question asker. Right? I want to question and help people to just think of new possibilities. So what are those important contributions you want to make? If you say you want to help people, get specific and say, here's how I want to help them. Right?
Wendy just wrote a really nice piece on here. Expand Whispering Horse Sanctuary and build it up to be a destination retreat for people to come and discover the love and divinity within themselves.
Oh,
love it, Wendy.
Love that. The language there was super rich, too. I love that I could picture it.
Yeah, and it's when you start playing with rich language like that, that it gets real meaning for you. You can start to feel it, right?
Right. And when you put it out there, people go, oh my gosh, that's exciting, right? And it's just attractive in many different realms. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper. Now it's time to consider some of those key attributes of your role models and how that might influence your particular purpose. Who are those people that you really look up to, and what is it about them that you really love? Right? I've had somebody in my life by the name of Roxy, and I met her when I was in the 5th grade, and to this day she is one of the biggest role models in my life. And the things that I love about her is that she doesn't let stuff get in her way. Right? She'll work 3 jobs if she needs to in order to get the things that she needs. Her family, oh boy, talk about ferocity, right? She will do anything for them. She is always learning. She's a complete horse person, and you know, she's been riding horses for all of her life, but she's still out there always training with the best clinicians and just trying to up her game, right? And most importantly, I know that I could call her at any time of day and she would be there for me. Right? So think of those Roxys in your life. Right? Who are those people, and what are those specific attributes that you love about them, and how might that influence your purpose? Okay. All right. We all know that there is no right way to make your declaration statement, right? And if you Google mission statements, you are going to see a ton of different structures, and you already saw the difference between Cammie and I's statements, right? And so although there are no right ways, I want to give you a few thoughts to consider. As you're crafting your statement, really make sure that you're grounded in positive language, right? So an example, instead of saying, I won't fuel my body with junk, you can restate that positively and say, I'm going to fuel my body with safe, wholesome, and nutritious foods. Right? So don't say what you're not going to do. Focus on what you are going to be doing or are actively doing, right? The next piece is that you can pull in some fun visuals, right? So what types of pictures get you really excited? You know, for me, it's all about horses and nature and my kids, right? So do you have something perhaps that maybe you want to buy in the future? Right? I know Cammie's thinking maybe about a beach house, so I know that's on hers. I really want a rockin' horse trailer and, some just cool, arena and barns and that kind of fun stuff. So pull in pictures of what your purpose looks like or what you'll be able to do with it, right? Pinterest is a fabulous, fabulous thing to help you do that. You can create a board of what your vision is with your purpose, right? And then the third piece is just to really keep it short and sweet, right? A page is probably going to be too long for your purpose, right? You want to be able to remember it. You don't want to have to really just, read it because you want to embody it at all times. So keep it short like an elevator speech, right? And at the end of the day, you want to be able to not only just remember it, but share it and just live it. So if you're thinking, gosh, I don't even know how to pull the language together, I want you to go to franklincovey.com and then just do a / and then do MSB. So Mission Statement Builder is what that stands for. And it has a really cool tool, and it's going to ask you a couple of questions as you go through the process, and at the end it will actually kind of spit out a sample purpose statement based on some of the inputs that you put in along the way. And I've done it, I know Cammie's done it, and it's really helpful in just trying to put some language around it. And it can at least give you a draft that then you can kind of play with and really make your own.
And I'll just throw out there for those of you who are newer clients, you might get through at least your strengths and your passions and your values piece of the work that we're doing, and then go in and do that, because you'll be starting from that space of really knowing who you are when you start to write that mission statement.
That's right.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, again, just do what feels natural for you. And then you'll be winning. So we wanted to share with you a couple of additional ideas. And these are just, I think, fun people all around. And so you can see this is one from Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. And to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Right? I just love that last piece.
Me too. With style.
Right? There's some swagger to that.
Totally.
Cool. The next one. I'm sure you all can identify this guy, right? So Gandhi says, let the first act of every morning be to make the following resolve for the day. So you can see that this is a list of actions. Right? I shall not fear anyone on the earth. I shall fear only God. I shall not bear ill will toward anyone. I shall not submit to injustice from anyone. I shall conquer untruth by truth. And in resisting untruth, I shall put up with all the suffering.
Feel the power in that.
And he lives it, right?
Right.
And we go in a little bit more. This is a Pinterest find. If you just go on Pinterest and just put in, mission statement, you're going to see, again, lots of examples. And this one is a list of B's, right? I want to be grateful. I want to be smart, be clean. Right? And that's whatever definition you have for that, right? You don't even have to define that for other people. Right? Be true, be humble, be prayerful, be positive, be involved, and be still. Let's look at yet another example. This is an example of a family mission statement. And I think this is a wonderful activity to go through with your kids. I mean, anybody that you really spend a lot of time with really is say, okay, so what is this family all about? What do we do? Right? It's not just that we get to live together, but we have fun, right? We appreciate each other always, right? We make happy memories. We have faith always. We show our love. Our families forever. So you can have some fun with it, and then you could even make a craft, day out of it. Let's like create some visuals that we can post up in the house as that reminder. And I love this one. This is actually one that my friends have hanging in their house. And it says, in this home we laugh loudly. We make mistakes. We say, I'm sorry. We're patient. We cherish friends. We honor family. We're grateful. We share. And we love deeply. Nice. I just love that. Very clear on how we spend our energy. And then as you're thinking of, your business, I mean, everybody knows if you don't begin with that end in mind, then where the hell are you going, right? So Harley Davidson, they get it. Right? It says, it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? And what are they all about? Enjoying the ride. In just one sentence, you really get the flavor of what they stand for. Now, let's look at Apple. They are not just about providing technology, right? So they've got the iPhone, they've got the iMac, they've got the iWhatever, the iWatch, or whatever they're calling it these days, right? But it's not just about being, this tech-savvy organization for them. It's a much higher purpose, right? We want to make a contribution to the world by making tools for the mind that advances humankind, right? We're not just trying to build widgets, right? Something more. I love that. So, at this point, you've got a lot of ideas. A lot of things kind of just floating around there. So, I'd like you to take our Power Jam Challenge, because today we're jamming out, right? We're jamming out around, so what is my purpose? And so as you're crafting these ideas that are rolling around in your head, or you're refining what you already have, I'd like you to go ahead and share this declaration with 3 people. And not just at some point in the next, whatever. I want you to do it within the next week. I'll tell you one thing for me personally. As I start to share my declaration and put words around it, it not only becomes more clear for me, but I get more energy from it. That fire burns even brighter. And, you can get some feedback from people, and they can say, oh, my gosh, I don't even know what that means, or, oh, my gosh, that's so exciting, or tell me more about that, right? If you don't feel excited or positive when sharing your declaration, then that gives you some feedback. It says revisit it, rewrite it, and reconnect. And this time, even with more passion and more talents incorporated and more values, right?
And it just starts from... It basically starts, just keep going back through some of those initial components that we looked at and, put some more thought behind it. If it's not coming to you, play with those words. It just starts with word by word, and you will get there.
Absolutely. And boy, it's just exciting to just share with the world that, this is why I'm here, right? This is what the world has, has for me. I'm just going to go out there and make it happen. So notice how those people react. Notice how you feel when you're sharing it, and just, keep stepping it up each and every single time. So what's the purpose in sharing it out loud for you? Any thoughts about why you might want to do that, and with more than one person?
I think it's just it strengthens your commitment because you've said it out loud.
Amen to that. It really
Marion,
does.
Do you have some of your words started to be written, Marion?
Not really. There are some things that are lighting me on fire though from this conversation, and one of the words is just collaborate.
Okay.
Collaborate and create are 2 words that I'm playing with. I feel really good for me. But I need to pull out my essence statement too, because I don't have that with me right now. I wish I did.
Yeah. Definitely pull that out, because there might be some other words that you want to kind of incorporate. And I'm a big fan of sticky notes, and so I do this a lot with a variety of different activities, but you might want to just pull some of those words that are resonating with you and just put them in a visual place. Maybe it's by your mirror, maybe it's on the refrigerator, and just kind of play with those. And as you look at it, just really think of what comes up for you as you're thinking about the word collaboration, and maybe you just jot down a couple of things on that sticky note, for the next couple of days. And, you might have some really fun things that are a result of that. So something to consider. Thank you.
Wendy says that sharing it affirms it in your heart and your mind. So you're starting to pull it into your body, right? You're starting to own it in a different sort of way than if we just keep it all inside of us. So good points, Wendy.
Right. And whenever you can connect the mind with the body and that heart, you're really winning. Good. Other thoughts about why you might want to share your declaration? At the end of the day, it should be fun, right? And we just all need more fun in our lives, too. All right. So anybody accepting the Power Jam Challenge? Everybody's waiting, yes. Right? Cool. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So let's talk a little bit about this idea of the fact that mission statements should be really pondered on a weekly basis. So once you've landed on something that you're really happy with, you should ponder on it weekly. And yes, absolutely weekly, for about 10 minutes each week. And so you're going to want to just pull out your calendar and say, okay, what day of the week really is going to be good for me? Like some of you may say, I want to look at it Monday morning so that I've got that compass really clear for the rest of the week. Some of you may want to say, I want to do it on Wednesday afternoons. I don't care when, just schedule it in and keep it on your schedule. Don't let anything interfere with that. And then you're going to ask yourself, right, what is going to help me stay connected or focused on this personal declaration, right? What's going to help me stay focused? And so a couple of considerations is that once you've really got this mission that you love, this purpose, tape it to your bathroom mirror. Really keep it visual. Maybe create a recurring appointment in your schedule each week so that it just pops up automatically with a reminder, right? And you just type something in the description that gets you excited about your mission. Creating some kind of an automated system is just, it rocks, right? So you don't even have to think about it. It just pops up and says, hey, Sarah, have you thought about your purpose today? Are you doing something that connects with your purpose today? And if you're not, you can make some changes, right? So seeing that mission regularly is going to help you stay focused. And, just remember that we're all visual beings, right? We love pictures, so put it out there for yourself. We've already mentioned that you can create a Pinterest board where you can pin those images that remind you about your mission, your purpose, quotes that are meaningful to accomplishing your purpose, that kind of thing. And then I would like to offer the idea that you should get your band involved, right? We're jamming out, and so we know that we all have these bands around us. But really think about who you might be able to enlist as an accountability partner. And maybe you have a monthly call where you just get together and you ask each other about your missions, your purposes, and you just kind of get around it, right? And important is that when you wake up feeling uninspired, maybe you're having a really rough day where you just are like, oh my gosh, I've got 20,000 things I need to do. That's when you really pull it out and you get that fire burning in your belly again, right? Reflect on it. Don't just write it and put it away. So with our jam sessions, we really like to focus on action, right? You've been here, so thank you for carving out some time to think about your passions today. But really, it's about the start, stops, and continue. And so I'd invite you each to start planning that 10 minutes each week to reflect. Excuse for not writing.
Sorry, I muted everybody. So you went quiet there for a moment.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So we're starting to do the 10-minute thing, right? The stop piece is that we're going to not be using time as an excuse to, refine your declaration. If this is the only thing you do this week, I'll tell you, it's going to pay dividends to all your other tasks. So time is now. And then the continue piece is to continue breathing life into your purpose and using those special talents and gifts, right? There's no better time than the present, so just keep on rocking that piece out. And we have a reading recommendation. With each of the jams, we try to pull in just additional content to offer you. And this book, I think, is one of the easiest and most influential reads I've had in the last couple of years. And I actually got it on recommendation from Cami. And it's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And it's by Robin Sharma. And if you're into social media, I encourage you to follow Robin either on Facebook or Twitter, because he posts just daily inspiration, and love it, and a lot of great visual content. But this book is like a fable, so it's not your traditional book where it says, you know, here are all the things in business that you ought to do, or as you're crafting your personal mission statement, blah, blah, blah. It's written just like a story, and it's about a guy who's a lawyer, and he's got a fabulous life with all the things that, you know, a lawyer might have, you know, like fancy cars, maybe like this Ferrari, you know, just living that kind of rock star lifestyle. And then one day he has an epiphany that that kind of sucks, right? And he's the person that has to change that. And so it goes through that story, and it's great. I think you seriously could read it in just a few hours. I even got my husband to read it, if that tells you anything, because he's not a reader. So definitely do that. He's also got some great leadership books. He's got one that's Leading Without a Title, and so you just can check him out. Great use of time. So we've got the book. We also have an additional recommendation for you, and I know that you've probably all heard about TED Talks. Many of you probably already listened to TED Talks, and so next time you've got, you know, just a few minutes, we encourage you to Google this guy, Chip Connolly, Measuring What Makes Life Worthwhile. And as you can see on the screen, millions of people have already checked this out, and it's really about, you know, what's this happiness factor? What are you going to do to really weave that into your life and make it a life worth living? Right, so check out that TED Talk. Tell us what you think. And then we just consider, you know, what we're going to do next time. One of my, I think, strengths is time management and helping people to create systems and just a mindset around time. And so we're really going to dig into that next time, right? So it's time, the yeses and nos of scheduling a life that's yours. And so that's going to be on May 19th, the same time that we were at today, and we are just going to really dive into that mindset, and then we're going to have another session after that that will really get into the systems and tools that we can use. So time is a big deal, and everybody that I talk to struggles and really wants to up their game there. So that's our next jam.
I would just note at the bottom there that the August date is changed from what it originally was, so just mark your calendars for August 25th instead of whatever that other date was, because we need to shift that one.
Yeah, we get to play. It's my birthday on August 25th, so that'll be a fabulous thing. Woo! Yes. So if you are on social, we ask you to share. You can see that we got a hashtag there, We Be Jammin'. So as you're kind of going through our jam sessions and you're having some epiphanies, or you've got some words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the rest of us, go ahead and tweet or Instagram or Facebook and use that hashtag, and then we can go search to see what other people are saying about their experiences. And we're always open to, you know, new suggestions for content that you want to see delivered in a jam. So other things that you want to talk about as, you know, this group, please don't hesitate to let Cami or I know, and invite a friend to come and play, because this is something that is going to continuously build, and each one is going to be awesome. So bring your friends along.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and thanks, Sarah, and hope you got some good inspiration on thinking through your purpose statement, and just keep playing in that and keep working on the, you know, what is it, why are you here? What difference are you meant to make in the world? And it can be with people around you, it can be in the world, it can make so you want it. But thank you so much.
Thanks,
else, Sarah? What?
I just said thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.